So here we go. We're back at it. A couple of side quests over. The blocks that we made. I made a cabinet. We worked on a couple other cars. Our daily drivers needed some maintenance. So we took care of that. Now we're back at it. You're going to see some previously recorded video of how we got to this far. And then we'll catch you up to speed on the other side of those videos. So it'll explain to you how we got this far. And we'll get back into it when we're done. Alright. Okay, so we went all the way around. We knocked down any extra weld bumps from the old welds we busted apart. Now what we're going to do is we're going to set in the pan and reach in from underneath and mark where this mounting, the weld nut goes. And we'll mark that on the new pan. And then I can cut that piece off, and then we'll be ready to drop it in and start tacking it on. So, we gotta figure out where the spot welds are gonna go across the rocker. And then we're gonna stop the spot welds on the top flange part up there. And it's going to be upside down, but this side is also not going to be spot welded. We're going to put a butt weld along here. So only across the rocker we're going to put spot welds, and then we're going to locate this piece that's under the other side. We're going to mark that as well. So we're looking at the spot welds that are currently on the car. And I'm going to measure that. They're not exactly all the same. They're different spaced out. I'm going to get a couple of measurements, and that's how much we're going to space out the spot welds to mark on the new pan. And then what I did was I got this stick. I found a couple of spot welds, and then I just copied that spacing down the length of the stick. And we're going to mark that on there. But first we're going to get underneath the car and kind of trace out where this piece is on the underside of that piece. Okay, I dusted this out. And just spritz out isopropyl alcohol to clean off the dust. And we're going to do that all the way around, and then we're going to apply the paint. We used the isopropyl alcohol because it evaporates a lot quicker than water, and we can make sure that we have nice, clean, grease-free surfaces. And we'll just put a little bit of spray paint on all the bare metal that's under here, because this part is going to be covered up with the floor pan, and you'll never see this again. So this is the only time we'll have a chance to put a new coat of paint on it. So we'll do that. We'll set the pan in, and we'll be ready for tacking. We sprayed in there as good as we can get. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just as best as you can. And we're going to let that sit, and we're going to let the fumes clear out of here before we come back. And then we'll drop the pan in and tack it on. Alright, we got a series of holes drilled all the way to the front. How did we end up with the holes? Let's check that out. Oh yeah, awesome. I can see the frame underneath there. I don't know if you can pitch it up on the video, but that's right. You can see it. We lined up pretty good. So we'll get those tacked in place, and then we'll, once we get the spot welds tacked in, then we can go around the butt welded areas after, and then clean that up. There's a great YouTube video, some guy, I'll try to find the link and put it in the description, of the technique, because I'm not going to go over the technique. He's got a wonderful video. If you want to see how to do it, just watch his video to watch the technique. But that's the technique I'm going to use to go around the rest of it. So alright, so we got the first pass at some spot welds. They're not the best, but I never said I was a great sheet metal welder, but they're solid. It's not going anywhere. We did some in the center. It took a bit to clean up that flange. Here's what the other one looks like. So we straightened these flanges out the best we could, pushed them together as close as we could, and that's what happened on this side. And it's not going anywhere. Next plan to do is to cut around the edges as we go around the seam and finish it off. The next step we got to do here is to sand all of that down, or grind that all down, all of the little bits and nicks and grannies. Get some nice clean metal to weld to. Then we'll drop in the passenger side floor pan just like we did on the driver's side, and then we'll tack that in with the spot welds and then do the same procedure. Okay, we got all of this off. We got this cleaned up. I'm working on this right here. There's a big old dent, hard to see on the camera, but what we're doing, we got it blocked up on this side, and where did I put it? So we got a little punch to just kind of beat down the edges. I've already done it quite a bit, but I got a ways to go yet. I'm beating that back down because that's the only time I'll have a chance to work at it from this side. So we'll get at that, and then we'll get back to cleaning it up, finishing, removing most of this rust as I can, and then we'll give it a quick coat of paint like we did on the driver's side, and we're good to go to drop in the floor pan. All right, let that dry, and we'll come back with the pan. All right, holy hot. I am sweating like a racehorse, but there, I lined up the edge. You can see the existing panel, and then I put in the spot welds on the side there. Turn the lights, it's not so bright. There we go. So are we all in? I missed a couple of spot welds, but we'll come back and get those in a bit when I go clean everything up. I just got to get the excess cut along the edge here and up at the front, and then this floor pan will be in as well.